Hi there, Ted Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies, just recording this from London by Dulles Station, and out for a walk. I was just hanging out in the park with a friend, and something came to me the other day. I was thinking about dating and my own dating history and, experiences of my friends, and how much wishful thinking we get into around dating. We'll meet somebody and they're attractive, physically or in whatever way, but there's other qualities about them that are questionable or just not a good fit for us. And how easy it is to overlook those things, out of the excitement because they meet a criteria that is important to you at the time. So maybe you're vegetarian, you meet somebody who's vegetarian, and finally, I met somebody who kind of eats the diet I eat, or they're into paleo or keto or into herbalism, or they're pagan and you're pagan, or you get the idea. So we will let this one criteria completely overshadow all of our good sense about it when it's really not a fit, when it's really not going to work. And haven't we all done this, and haven't we all seen our friends do this, where you look at the person they partnered with and you say, look, they're really hot, but this is bad news. Everyone can see it but us. And so there's something, hopefully, not inevitably, but hopefully, we mature, we get a little wiser in our choices of romantic partners, because it just starts to cost too much at a certain point. It just hurts too much. It's not an intellectual thing. You just get tired of suffering, tired of seeing them suffer. And eventually we mature and we say, okay, even though that looks good short term, long term, it's probably a better partner, because you start to see where it's going to go. You start to see the cascading ripples of consequence that come out of the choices of the different partners that you might want to go with, and you just start to know. You can say, well, hey, I've seen this story before. I've already been down this road, and you just don't want to go down it anymore. So, of course, what I'm saying is this is very true with our clients, with potential clients. There are people you can run into, you think, oh, they'd be a great client because, or whatever. They seem interested. I mean, God, isn't that a romantic criteria? Well, this person likes me, so that's a good criteria. It's part of it. But this happens a lot. Yeah, I've seen it with people where they'll pick, or they'll meet somebody. They'll be very excited because they meet one or two pieces of the criteria of a good client, and then it never seems to work out. Those clients never last long term, and they don't know why. And this is a lot of the work when I work with people around niching, figuring out their niche. There's this idea of the big circle of just figuring out what are the qualities. There's a video, I should put the link to it, 4 levels of your ideal client. And it's just a very important thing to figure out. What are the criteria? Because then when you meet somebody and they're interested in working with you, you can run them through that list. Have a little bit of sober second thought, the Senate of your mind. Just think, okay, I'm excited on one level, but is this really going to work long term? Will they really be a good client? Because if you've ever had a client that wasn't a fit, oh man, it just costs you so much. It's so incredibly expensive. The refunds, literally it can be expensive. The emotional stress, all of these things. So anyways, that just occurred to me. It's so understandable and human, the excitement we get, especially when we've been broke for a while. You've been single, lonely for a while. You get into a lonely spell, and then you just start jonesing for some kind of connection, and you're broke for a while. You're jonesing for money and clients, and then you meet somebody, and of course then we want to imagine it's going to be a fit and go with clients. Go with clients where if we were honest with ourselves, we could have known well in advance how it was going to work out and not gone down that road, recommended them to another person, offer them a different package. So yeah, if there's a takeaway from this, it's really worth it to sit down and think about who are all the past clients you've had, the good ones, the ones that weren't so great, and to take some time and make a list. What were the things you liked about your ideal clients? The ones where it wasn't a fit, you know, and it's better to do it this way, by the way, because people try to do this intellectually all the time. You know, what's my best type of client? And it's just going to be an intellectual from your head abstract list, which isn't going to have any heft to it. But if you do it based on the clients you've already worked with, come up with who are my top 10 clients I've ever liked, the top 10 worst clients I've ever had, and then why? Go with each name. Why? What was it about them that I liked? What was it about them that I didn't like? And you'll have something really reliable. And again, when you meet a client who's wanting to work with you, especially more in depth, you can run them through the checklist. And it doesn't mean you do it or don't do it. If it's not perfect, it just means now you know. You know, now at least you're making a sober thought, and sobriety is extremely helpful when choosing romantic partners and clients. So anyways, that's my thought for today from London. Hope you're doing well.